What's up guys, Alex here, and what we're going to do in this video is we are going to look for some profitable bets for Thursday night football. So if we go to football, we can see we have the Bengals and Jaguars squaring up tonight. So we can go to NFL and we can see if there's any good betting opportunities in this specific game. So we're going to be looking for betting opportunities on Fanduel Sportsbook. The Bengals have looked pretty elite and the Jaguars have looked awful. But what we can see is Fanduel Sportsbook, they have a few promotions that include a risk-free bet up to $10 on football. So basically, if you place a same-game parlay on Fanduel and your bet loses, you just get a refund of $10. So it's essentially a risk-free $10 bet. You can see your same-game parlay has to have 3 legs, and it has to have final odds of plus 400 or greater to qualify. If your bet loses, get a refund and site credit. Max refund $10. So we'll go to NFL, we'll go to the Bengals game, and what we can see is I have OddsJam pulled up. What we want to do with these sportsbook promotions is we want to look for lines on Fanduel where you're getting the best possible odds. For example, why on earth would I want to include Jaguars plus 270 in my same game parlay? Because BetOnline, a very sharp offshore bookmaker, is giving you plus 295. So plus 270 is a bad price. This is really the basics of sports betting, line shopping, looking for good prices. And 2 sharp offshore books, both BetOnline and Pinnacle, are giving you pretty much better odds than Fanduel is. So this isn't a bet we'd want to place. So we can go to point spread and see if there's anything interesting. So we'll go to this same game parlay tab. So we need 3 legs. We need it to be plus 400 odds or greater. And what we can do is we can go ahead and look in here and see if there's any odds that are best offered on Fanduel. So what we can see is we can just kind of scroll around. Again, these books have so many alternate spreads that it's a little crazy to look through. So you can see Bengals minus 3.5 is minus 190 on FanDuel. It's minus 200 on Fox Bet, minus 195 on DraftKings, minus 195 on BetRivers, minus 195 on a lot of these books. And FanDuel is giving you the best price. They're giving you the best odds at minus 190. So maybe that's the first leg we will try to include if we can. So we'll go to alternate spread. We'll go down and we're looking for Bengals minus 3.5. And what you can see is Bengals minus 3.5 is right here, minus 190 odds. So that will be the first leg in our parlay. And now we need to get this to plus 400 odds or greater in the Jaguars-Bengals game. So I already have the Bengals bet, I'm pretty sure. But what we can do is take a look. But again, I like the Bengals. I think they're great this season. I think they're an elite team. And I think they're going to beat the Jaguars by a fair amount of points. So what we can do is we can check out DraftKings. I'm pretty sure I already have some bets on the Bengals, but that's our first leg. Then we can also look around at some other markets, player props and such, and see where FanDuel is giving you the best price. So we can see there are some on Trevor Lawrence, under 0.5 interceptions. They're the only ones offering a market for Trevor Lawrence not to throw an interception. And you can see they're giving you plus 164 odds on Trevor Lawrence not to throw an interception. So maybe you want to bet on that. I mean, there are a lot of possible things. Here's one. Trevor Lawrence under 22.5 passing completions. So let's see if this is in this same game parlay feature. Passing completions. So it doesn't look like passing completions is even a part of the same game parlay feature on FanDuel. So we're not going to be able to include that, but what we can do is we can go to totals. But this would have been a good one to bet, right? You're getting on FanDuel, you're getting plus 100. Most books have it. The best odds you can get aside from that is on Caesars, minus 105. Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker out there, has it minus 106. So plus 100 wouldn't be a terrible price to include in this. But we can go to total points. We can scroll down. And we can see FanDuel is giving us the best odds on over 45.5 points. Most sports books have this minus 117, minus 120 odds. DraftKings minus 120. We can get minus 115 on FanDuel on over 45.5. So what we'll do is we'll go here, alternate total points, and over 45.5, minus 115 odds. That's our second leg. So currently our same game parlay is at plus 177 odds. For the promotion, I believe we needed, we can click on it. I believe we needed 3 plus legs, and we need it to be greater than plus 400 odds. So what we can do is look for one final bet. And again, like, you want this ideally, your same game parlay, to be long odds, right? It's a risk-free bet. It's like a free lottery ticket. So betting on something plus 1,000 that you're unlikely to win, like, the worst case is you get your money back. So ideally, we can get our same game parlay up a fair amount. So what we can do is we can just kind of look at a bunch of different things and see if there's anything good. Total field goals, total touchdowns, a bunch of random markets these sportsbooks have, or we can just kind of bet on something fun. So we can go back to the Jaguars game. We'll go to same game parlay. And so they're not offering their interceptions as part of their same game parlay. Some things you can parlay together from the same game. Fanduel was the first sportsbook to release the same game parlay feature. They have a lot of sportsbook promotions on it, so understanding how to use it for games like tonight, like the Jaguars-Bengals game, is pretty useful. So I like this. I think the game's going to go over. I think the Bengals are going to come out and score a lot of points. I think the Bengals are going to win, so I like these first 2 legs, but I need a final leg. So what we're going to do is we can just look for another thing. So we can go to receiving yards. It looks like they have receiving yards. And if we go to receiving yards, it's right here, is what we can try to find is a good line on Fanduel. So again, this column is Fanduel. You can hover over the odds to see Fanduel. And what we can do is kind of go through Marvin Jones over 69.5 plus 102 on Fanduel. Fanduel offers a lot of markets for the receiving yards. You can see they offer a ton of alternate markets. Like, you can bet on, can't pronounce that name, but Jamar Chase, like, you can bet on him over 59.5 receiving yards, over 49.5, over 39.5, over 24.5. So they have a ton of different options, so we can kind of pick. And just trying to spot something I like. So I kind of like Marvin Jones under 65.5, but I'm not sure that's going to get me to the I'm not sure that's going to get me to the plus 400 threshold. So what we can do is just kind of look around, and we can also go to passing yards maybe. So you can go to passing yards, and we can look through this, and you can see Joe Burrow over 349.5 plus 700 odds on Fanduel. That's pretty crazy. So if we go to Joe Burrow and we go to alternate passing yards, so if we go to 275 plus yards, it's plus 158. And I think Joe Burrow is going to have a great game. So does this get me to plus 400? It does. So we're very long the Bengals here. We have Joe Burrow, 275 or more passing yards. We have the over in the game, and we have the Bengals. All these things seem pretty correlated. I think Joe Burrow is incredible. I think he's going to play incredible. My only worry is they're going to be up by a lot of points, and then they're going to start running the ball a lot. But overall, I think I like this bet. And again, worst case, it's risk-free, right? This bet is risk-free. If you lose this bet, you get your money back. So why not place it? So our Bengals Jaguars risk-free bet, we're placing $10. It is risk-free. And we'll go in here. So we just placed this. If my bet loses, I get back my $10. Literally, that's how easy it is. Sign up for a FanDuel, account if it's in your state today. Like, it's literally risk-free money. These sportsbooks are very regulated. They're not going to steal your money. If my bet loses, I will have $10 in my account the next day. The next thing you can see is they have another promotion that is place a $20 4+ leg parlay wager of cash on any college football and or NFL games taking place through 9:30 and get a $10 site credit bonus. So you bet $20 plus, you just place a $20 plus you place a $20 plus 4-leg parlay and you get $10 for free. So that's pretty good, right? Like, we can go through the math in a second, but what we'll do first is we'll try to make our parlay. So we'll go to NFL, and it has to be 4+ legs. And we can look at college football too, is we just essentially want to see, okay, where is FanDuel giving me the best possible odds? Like, you can see Duke plus 1.8, they're giving you plus 820 on FanDuel. So like if you click on this game, every other sportsbook, BetOnline's only giving you plus 750. Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, only giving you plus 670. You can get plus 820 on Duke on, Fanduel. Maybe that's something you want to include. But what we can do is just kind of go through, and we'll also it looks like FanDuel is giving you a lot of times better odds on the underdog. Like you can see Duke plus 820, Charlotte plus 360, Arkansas plus 760, although I don't think there's any chance they beat Georgia, Alabama. So Syracuse plus 180, this looks like a good one, right? Like you can see Pinnacle's giving you plus 178, minus 215. BetOnline's only giving you plus 175. So the best odds on Syracuse are on FanDuel. So what we can do is we can go to college football and we can type in Syracuse. So I don't think it's a featured game, so it looks like FanDuel has this featured game section. So you just click over to regular games. You search for Syracuse plus 180. That's our first leg. And what we're going to do is we're kind of going to go through the math of seeing how much money we're making from this promotion. So if we go to a no vig fair odds calculator, we can see Pinnacle's market. Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook out there in the world. The fair price on Syracuse is plus 189.75 to Pinnacle's market. If you remove the juice, you remove the vig from Pinnacle, the fair price on Syracuse is roughly plus 190. So it's not like we bet on Syracuse for fun, plus 180, because this still isn't that good of a price. But for the promotion, it will work. So what we can see is our no vig win percentage. So the probability that Syracuse wins, according to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, is 34.51%. So our first leg is going to be Syracuse, and their win probability is 0.3451. So this will be win probability, and then this will be bet. So Syracuse money line, plus 180, and our win probability is 0.3451. So that means the fair odds are, just 1 minus this divided by this, which is what you can kind of see, times 100. So the fair price on this, like the fair win percentage, according to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook, is 34.51%. And that means the fair odds are plus 189.77, which is what you kind of see with this no vig odds calculator. You're essentially looking at a sports betting market. You're removing the juice and trying to say, okay, based on Pinnacle's market, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, what is the fair price? So we'll go back to football. We have to have 4 legs, $20. So we can see Miami, Florida, minus 192. There's bet number 2. So we'll go up, Miami, Florida, minus 192. So what did this promotion? We can just look it over again real quick. Place a $20 4+ leg parlay on college football and or NFL games starting on September 30th. That's today through October 4th. And so we have 2 bets, Syracuse and Miami, Florida. And then we can go down. We can see if there's anything else we like. Again, we're just looking for where is FanDuel giving us the best price. So here you can see, Pinnacle doesn't actually have a market up right now. You don't see Pinnacle in here, but BetOnline's a reasonably sharp offshore sportsbook. Like you can see, FanDuel's giving you minus 192. The best odds after that are minus 200, but it seems like minus 192 is a pretty good price. BetOnline has been moving towards Miami, Florida, minus 215 plus 185. So minus 215 plus 185. We'll use BetOnline's market because Pinnacle hasn't posted their market yet. And BetOnline's like a pretty sharp offshore sportsbook. So we can see the fair price is minus 194.52. Again, you remove the juice from BetOnline's market, and you see that once you take out the juice, the fair price is minus 194.52. And we added it to our parlay, minus 192. So next we're going to add Miami, minus 192 money line. Our win probability, according to BetOnline, is 66.05%, which means the fair odds are, this. Is this divided by 1 minus this times 100. So that's what the no vig fair odds calculator does, right? It just backs out, given that this is the win percentage, what is the fair price on the odds where you're breaking even. So you can see we're getting minus 192. So to bet on lines market, minus 192 seems a little good, maybe even, but obviously it's not that good, so it's not like something we would just bet outright, but it's a good leg to include in this risk-free or this parlay. So we can see NFL too. They're doing this for NFL too, and you can take a look and you can see Rams minus 118, or I guess that's next week. You can see Broncos minus 102. So there's another good one. Broncos minus 102. Pinnacle has them minus 106. Bet Online, or Bet Online's not there, but Bovada has them minus 115. So minus 102 on Fanduel in the Broncos game. That'll be our third leg. So we will go to Broncos, and we'll go to minus 102. And we'll do the same thing. We'll figure out the fair price. Pinnacle's market is minus 106, minus 104. So minus 106, minus 104. So the Broncos are very slightly favored. Looks like it's going to be a very close game according to markets. And you can see the fair price is minus 100.93. So we bet on the Broncos, minus 102 money line. And what we're going to do now is our fair win percentage is 50.23%. 50.23%. 0.5023. Which means the fair price is this. The fair odds, which we just saw, are minus 100.92, which is what you see here. Okay, so now we have 3 legs in our parlay. And our final bet can go on the Cincinnati Bengals versus Jacksonville Jaguars as well. Again, I like the Jags here. So what we can do is we can kind of take a look at markets, see what's attractive. And it's interesting, like FanDuel's giving you the best price on Jaguars plus 9.5. The best odds on OddsJam are highlighted in yellow, and you can see for the Jaguars game, they're giving you the best price on Jaguars plus 9.5 at minus 130. But they're also giving you the best price on Bengals minus 2. So it looks like FanDuel has reasonably tight markets here, which is pretty interesting. So we have FanDuel, or was that Fox Bet? No, I don't know. So we'll scroll through, and we can see the best price you can get on Bengals minus 5.5 is minus 150 on FanDuel. It's also on Pinnacle, right, and on DraftKings. So maybe we can try to find something better. But I kind of like it. I think the Bengals are going to destroy the Jaguars. So I kind of like this Bengals minus 5.5 alternate point spread. So we can go here, Bengals, alternate spread, Bengals minus 5.5 is what we want. And you see it's minus 150. And were there any minimum requirements? So odds just have to be plus 400 or greater. So our 4-leg parlay is plus 1305. And what we'll do before we do that is we'll go to the Bengals minus 5.5. FanDuel's giving you minus 150. Pinnacle's market is minus 150 plus 131. So in the Jags-Bengals game, Bengals minus 5.5, minus 150 odds. Jags plus 5.5 on Pinnacle plus 131. So the fair price is minus 138.6. So the win percentage is 58.09. So 0.5809, and this is the Bengals spread. Okay. So now we have 4 bets in our parlay. Our parlay has it's plus 1305 odds. And if we bet $20 on it, we get $10 for free, right? That's literally what FanDuel says. You place, and you should read the terms carefully, but place a $20 4+ leg parlay wager with cash on any college football and or NFL games taking place from 9:30 to 10:04, and you get $10 in site credit bonus, win or lose. So place $20 on this. So we bet $20 on it at plus 1305 odds. So we're betting 20 to win a total profit of 261.11. So this is our profit, right? $20 staked at plus 1305 odds. So what we're going to do is just we're parlaying all those things below together. And the win percentage of this bet is just all of the probabilities multiplied by each other, right? These games are uncorrelated. Syracuse winning has no correlation to Miami winning, Broncos money line, no correlation to Bengals spread. None of these things are correlated. So the probability we win all 4 bets is just, 0.3451 times 0.6605 times 0.5023 times 0.5809. So you just multiply them together. That is your fair win probability according to Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. And we can see it's 0.065, it's like 6.7%. That's the probability we win our bet. So we place this parlay at, plus 1305 odds. So this parlay was placed at plus 1305 odds. Our win percentage is 6.65%. So our loss percentage is, 1 minus our win percentage. So that's the probability that any of these legs is losing. And what we can see is we now have everything we need. We're staking $20 to win a profit of $261.11. So if all 4 of these bets hit, we win $261.11. So we can log into DraftKings, actually have some money bet on the Ravens. So this is also a little bit of a hedge bet for me in the Broncos-Ravens game. I believe I do, at least. I think so. I'm not positive. So what we can do is we can go back here, right? So we're winning this bet 6.65% of the time. So the expected value of our bet is our win percentage times our profit. So according to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, we will win $261.11. The payout of our parlay, 6.65% of the time. The rest of the time, we're losing $20, right? So this bet is negative expected value, right? It is not profitable. We place this bet at plus 1305 odds, and it's not profitable. We're losing $1, right, and 30 cents for betting on this in expected profit, according to the sharpest bookmaker out there, which is, this is why parlays are scary. Like, we even tried to choose the best possible odds from these college football and NFL games. We tried to only look at prices where Fanduel is giving you the best possible odds, and this bet is still bad by 6.51%. However, the caveat, FanDuel gives you $10 free for the 4+ leg parlay, right? According to their terms. So we place this according to their terms, I get a $10 site credit bonus, which is just 10 free bucks when I place this bet. So what we can do is, so the expected value of our bet is actually this plus 10, because we're getting $10 for free for placing this bet. So actually, we're earning $8.69 for placing this bet, which means the expected return is this, right? 43%. We placed a bet bad by, 130, so we're losing 130 in expected profit. It's not a profitable bet, but we get $10 for free. So we actually win $8.69. Which is, a profit margin for this parlay of 43.5%, right, which is right here. So again, that's really the power of OddsJam. So you can see, what is OddsJam? OddsJam, at the end of the day, is just real-time data. We don't, tell you specifically what to bet. All we do is we show you the data in ways that are very useful to you, and it's real-time data, right? It's not delayed data. It's not slow data. We're showing you real-time data, whether that's, arbitrage opportunities, plus EV betting opportunities versus Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. And you can mess with all your settings. You can turn off player props. You can turn them on. But if we go to the plus EV page, we turn off player props, essentially you can see big line discrepancies to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook out there. So, like in this, Northern Illinois, Eastern Michigan game, I can get over 59.5 points plus 100 on Fox Bet. That's an ARB to Pinnacle, which has this plus 100, and Pinnacle has this minus 116 odds. So if we click on this, what we can do is just over 59.5. Every sportsbook has this favored. Like Barstool has this minus 117, minus 105 on the under, minus 120 on DraftKings. minus 106 on Fanduel. And like you can see, according to every book, like just looking at them, they overall, every sports book has over 59.5 favored, right? And on Fox Bet, we can get plus 100 odds, which is pretty incredible. So that would be a mathematically profitable bet, right? This plus 100, where is it? Plus 100. Like Pinnacle has it minus 116 plus 100. This is directly an arb to Pinnacle. You know there has to be a profitable betting opportunity, and Pinnacle is the sharpest sportsbook in the world, so you would place the bet on Fox Bet because this is the mathematically profitable bet. Yeah, so I hope you found this video helpful, and in future videos we'll do more of the same. We'll place profitable bets and we'll talk about them.